Well, I got the nod to go ahead and get the show on the road here. So if you look at the program, cheerleading is first, and you're probably wondering, what is Mrs. Pritchett doing up there for cheerleading? Well, I got a message from Jody that said that she was not able to be here, and she asked me if I would present the Cheerleaders Awards. The NBC, the Niobrara Verdigris Cougars schools would like to say thanks to the cheerleaders for their service throughout the year. It is one of the only activities that goes throughout the entire school year. It's consistent. It goes through season 1, season 2, and then they prep and get ready for the next year during season 3. They get things ready all summer long. It's a lot of work to be a cheerleader. So we want to recognize the ladies that that participate in cheerleading, and with a certificate here. So if Kennedy Reynolds, Natasha Henry, Yesenia Deonda, Brooke Henry, Winter Henry, and Chloe Reynolds could come up, that would be great. Kennedy here is receiving her 3-year pin for participating in cheerleading for the last 3 years. Natasha has earned her 3-year pin for participating in cheerleading for 3 years. Brooke Henry has participated in cheerleading for 3 years also, and is receiving her 3rd-year pin. Winter Henry has participated in cheerleading for 3 years and is receiving a 3-year pin. Chloe Reynolds has earned a 2-year pin in cheerleading. And Yesenia Deonda had earned her 3-year pin, and she cannot be here with us this evening. So thank you very much, ladies, and keep up the hard work this next year.
Next, if I could have the drill team members come forward. Definitely had a smaller group this year, but these girls worked hard throughout the year. Football games, you'll see them out on the field twirling flags for the most part. Basketball games, they were dancing. Even had a fun hippopotamus. Be a good sport for us. Jump out of a box this year. Danica was a good sport. Then we have Michaela. She's our senior on the squad. She'll be leaving us. She was a great leader this year. Always had a good attitude. Always stepped forward, making up routines. The girls make up all the routines themselves, so they're a very talented group of young ladies. And then we have Heidi Hallman and Chelsea Rohr. So they'll each get a pin, and I just want to thank you girls for making the year fun. We love watching you guys show your talents as you guys are out on the field and on the court.
All right, this is for wrestling, so Bo Herbeck, please. So Bo obviously was my only wrestler, so this is to Bo. Thank you for the past season. You showed dedication to the team, and you were determined to become a better wrestler, and I believe you did just that. If some of you guys don't know, he was only 1 point away when he get to state wrestling. So, or even 1 second. He almost had the kid, it was so close. So I'm very proud of you for that. You taught me how to be a better coach, and I want to thank you for that. With only one wrestler, I definitely had to change up my practice technique, and because I was Bo's dummy. And yes, that sounds crazy, because look at it. No. As a coach, I've never had to think about wrestling plans. The wrestling plans, I had to actually participate in them. So whatever I made Bo do, I had to do. Good luck to you, Bo, as you get ready to leave for basic training. And always remember, no matter where you are in life, I'm always rooting for you.
Good evening, and without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you to this year's 2022 Cougar Golf Team, and if you would please come forward and announce your name. If you are here, freshman, Cecilia Zephyr, Jace Cutras, Riley Hutchins, Alan Henry, Ben Hayes, Leighton Moody, and Colt Adama. Sophomore, Pearl Klug. Juniors, Dylan Davidson, Kellen Moody, Preston Crossley. Seniors, Tierra Kitto, and Braden Sharon. These 13 golfers have been through a lot this year when we talk about Mother Nature. How can we forget the cold days of practice and meets, even today? And then a few meets in which it has been nice, and then the winds. I have never gone to a meet, had it postponed after a few holes due to the high winds and the dust storm that we encountered at the Osmond Invite a few Saturdays ago. A little snippet of the golf team. The first-year golfers are obviously the freshmen, Pearl Klug and Dylan Davidson. They were nervous to begin their careers as golfers that have many questions and still yet do have today. Most of this group of first-year golfers have had a limited amount of meets that they have attended this spring. We will be hosting our own invite on Wednesday, in which they will get to showcase their talent or talents. Those that have participated in varsity meets this year have been Colt, Leighton, Tier, Preston, Kellen, and Braden. Of these 6 participants, Kellen Moody and Preston Crossley have placed individual in 2 varsity meets. Kellen Moody just placed 13th at our NBC conference tournament by shooting a 92, and Preston Crossley shot a 92 at the Summerlin Invite to get 12th place. We are still looking for that consistency as a golfer and to cut down on our strokes around the greens. It is amazing how many strokes this team makes on the putting surface. That would cut about 5 to 10 strokes for each player around the green during a single meet. Now, a little something on the varsity players. In this, during a meet in which I would walk around, which I still walk around, and have some conversations with them during play. Colt, how are you playing? I don't know. Then who does? Okay, so this is a freshman thing, and we'll learn that golf talk as we grow older. Leighton, what'd you get on your first few holes? Huh? Okay, Leighton, you played some holes now. What did you write down on your scorecard? I don't know. Okay, another freshman answer, and you will remember when you get to each hole when I ask you now. Tier, although Tier hasn't gone to too many meets this year, I've learned to stay away. His actions when I watch are all I need to know. Braden, how are you playing today? I think I could write a book about Braden and his demeanor on the golf course because he has them all. The good, the bad, and the ugly. He tends to get one hole that disrupts his round and struggles to let that hole go for the rest of the round. Preston, how's it going? I can't hit my driver off the tee box. So I'm going to use my 3-wood as it seems to be working better than my driver. Okay. So just last week, I watched him use his 3-1 on a hole at Summerlin, and he couldn't have hit that ball any better than he did. The only problem is, he hit the tree as hard as he hit the ball. He then turns, gives me his look. That look is, why? Just why? Can't that ball go straight? Kellen, how many putts have you made? Oh, like 3 each hole? Well, let's concentrate when making those putts, and maybe we can cut a few strokes off your round. Keller Moody has been one of that player since his sophomore year, has made tremendous strides with his game. He works at it. He's learned how to stand up after he makes his swings, because he used to try to come out of his shoes when he first started golf. But probably the most improvement that I've seen from him is that when I ask him a question, he will answer me with a sentence. Yes, it used to be one-word answers, and sometimes no answer. This past week, I have also had something happen to me that has never happened to me at a high school golf meet before. I was struck by a golf ball. While standing on a sidewalk between 2 tee boxes at Summerlin Golf Course. I can't say what wanted to come out of my mouth, and thankfully it didn't with all the spectators and athletes around. Though I just wish Preston would have yelled forward. No, it was not Preston that did that. But he was playing with a player from another team that did do that. That word in golf is shank. You don't want to ever hear that word. We have 3 meets left this year and districts. We will attend our own invite on Wednesday, Highway 20 invite in Bassett on Monday, and the West Holt invite on Tuesday that got postponed from Saturday. Our districts this year is at Bloomfield on May 16th, and if anyone or the team qualifies for state, that will be held in North Platte the following week on Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, thanks and good luck to all you in the next few weeks of the season.
Next is volleyball. All right, I'll have my student managers come up first, so Taylor Stark and Starlet Nielsen. My freshmen, Chelsea Rohr, Taylor Pavlick, Alana Junker, Bella John, and Chloe Hanslick. Sophomores, Billy Pritchett, Joslyn Miller, Summer Vesely, Pearl Klug, Chloe Reynolds, Olivia McCormick. Juniors, Harley Stark, Carly Nielsen, Ashley Parks, Bree Breithaupt, Olivia Holtz, and then our 2 seniors, Cheney Konopasek and Alexis Portland. So this past year with this team was pretty amazing. I mean, look at the growth that I got in line here. I witnessed girls improving as athletes and as teammates together. I enjoyed my time with these girls. They're great to be around, and I always looked forward to going to practice to coach them. As a coach, I'm very proud of this group. As coaches, I'd say we worked them pretty hard. We might have gotten some side-eye looks during conditioning, but I just made them condition more. Or some of us just jogged during the very slowly. I saw improvement throughout the season for multiple girls. I know that we didn't finish like we wanted to, and I'm sure they could say the same. But I know it's going to take time to get there. Our skills and communication seem to fluctuate, and I believe that if we can get that under control, we can do great things in the future. When I think about the biggest takeaway from this past season, I think about a quote from Carl Lewis. It's all about the journey, not the outcome. So that's how I took this last season. It's about the journey. And I 100% enjoyed this journey this last season with these girls. To the student managers, thank you for putting up with the girls and carrying all their heavy water bottles, or whatever you guys call them. What are they called? Hydro flasks. To the seniors, thank you for your time and dedication to be great role models for the underclassmen. Good luck to both of you in your future endeavors, and know wherever your journey takes you, Coach Konopasik and I will be rooting for you. We are proud of both of you and know you will succeed with anything that you guys decide to do. To the parents, thank you for everything you did for this team this last year, to making food, getting us Gatorade, anything along those long van rides, and especially the support throughout the year. To my assistant Carly, thank you for always being a phone call away or a text, because I always am talking to you about the best advice. I would seriously be lost without you, and you know when to calm me down and vice versa, so thank you. Or I could probably talk about like who the letters, I can talk about that since it's in your guys' packages. So I have Billy Pritchett, Joslyn Miller, Summer Vesely, Carly Stark, Ashley Parks, Bree Breithaupt, Cheney Konopasik, and Alexis Breitling are all of our letter winners.
All right, if we want to have all the football players come up, we can do that. So this was year 2 of me being the head coach of the Cougar football team, and we weren't able to replicate the success we had last year, but to say the least, it was still an interesting season. I've been around football for quite a bit, and I've never been around a team that got the injury bug much like this one. Each one of the seniors at some point had to deal with an injury this year. We played 6 different players at quarterback, and we had a few athletes that had to make a surprise start or two. And Colton, I'd like to look at you for that one. I still won't forget your face when I told you you were starting against St. Mary's, because you had no idea what to do. But instead of looking at the things we couldn't control, I wanted to highlight a few moments that helped us grow that happened throughout the year. To start off with, Dante Lusto. We're fairly certain that he broke or tied the school record for forced fumbles in a game versus Boyd County. And he had the most interesting under center snap technique I've ever seen at quarterback. Chase Pritchett became our super utility player when he returned from his back injury against Creighton. He played almost every position on offense and defense for the rest of the year. Colton Vargas, he rushed for a career high and season high 38 times for 118 yards versus Osmond in his first career start at quarterback. Preston Crossley, he had a phenomenal game passing against Bloomfield, completing 62% of his passes, throwing for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. Freshmen Cole Adamo, Leighton Moody, and Kellen Vesely all had their first starts against St. Mary's. Trey Quinn also made his first start at quarterback during the same game, a sentence that I thought I would never have to say. Braden Tesharon played an entire year on a torn up knee, and if you want to see what the definition of toughness is, that was definitely it. He battled throughout, played every game with that injury, and he didn't start. He didn't miss a snap on offense. And lastly, we can't forget, or maybe we can, Jordan having to hitchhike with the referees after he took an untimely bathroom break at Madison. We got you here now, Jordan. That's all that matters. At this time, I want to recognize all the Cougars, the members of the football team, Starting with the student managers, Wade Pritchett, Traven Talsma, Cash Wickersham, and Coy Wickersham. Our participation winners, freshmen, Caden Bauer, Ben Hayes, Alan Henry, Jace Cutros, Isaac Pavlick, Tarek Peterson, Anthony Smith, Allison Shuka, and Wyatt Shabram. And our lone sophomore, Cody Wickersham, who along with Alan had to sit out 90 days due to the transfer rule, but I'm looking forward to seeing both of them play on Friday nights. And our letter winners, Colt Adama, Leighton Moody, and Kellen Vesely were the freshmen. Sophomores, Jordan and Gibo, Tanner Robinette, and Taryn Talsma. Juniors, Preston Crossley, Dante Lusto, Kellen Moody, Trey Quinn, and Gunnar Shabram. And then finally our seniors, Bo Herbeck, Scotty Kleintoe, Chase Pritchett, Brandon DeSharon, and Colton Vargas. So we give them a hand real quick. Along with that, we had numerous student athletes that received postseason awards. Colton Vargas was named a first-team All-District as a running back, honorable mention All-State for the Omaha World Herald, an honorable mention All-Area for the Norfolk Daily News. He was an academic All-State Award winner, and he is signed on to play football at Northwestern College in Orange City next fall. Chase Pritchett was named a second-team All-District as a defensive back, and he was also an academic All-State Award winner. Braden DeSharon, he was a second-team All-District offensive lineman. Trey Quinn was first-team All-District as a linebacker and honorable mention All-State for the Norfolk Daily News. And Bo Herbeck, Preston Crossley, and Kellen Moody were all selected as honorable mention All-District. And lastly, the Niobrara Verdigris football team was actually selected as a finalist for the inaugural National Football Foundation High School Academic Excellence Award. The Cougars were one of 6 finalists of the state of Nebraska and one of 62 teams across the nation. The award recognizes the top high school football teams in the nation for academic excellence in the classroom and dedication in the football field. The award is meant to inspire and foster a culture of academic excellence on the high school football teams throughout the nation. And to qualify, we have to qualify in 3 criteria. Have a minimum team GPA of 3.0, show superior academic application and performance, and have a successful football season. And I can say, as their head coach, I was honored to receive that award for them, and I'm honored to be the head coach of such a fine group of student athletes. And lastly, I just want to finish up by thanking all those who helped out this year. Chuck and Darren, our 2 main stat guys, and all those who helped out in that area. Dean for videotaping. All the parents and families that made meals on Thursday nights and then helped at the games on Friday. And to all my assistant coaches, I want to thank you guys for supporting me and my vision and helping our Cougars be the best student athletes they can be. So thank you guys.
Good evening. Well, this was our first year of Niobrara Verdigris Cougar powerlifting, and the kids did really well. It was a lot of fun. And let's start off by introducing them. I know we have a couple of 8th graders back there, Cash and Coy Wickersham. You guys want to come up? They competed at a meet. We had 9th graders. I'll start with the boys here. Isaac Pavlick, Caden Bauer, Jace Cutros, Joseph Pavelka, Wyatt Shabram. Sticking with the boys, 10th graders, we had Jordan Ingebo, Tanner Robinette, Cody Wickersham. Juniors, Gavin Rardon, Gunnar Shabram, Dylan Davidson. And then seniors, Bo Herbeck, Daniel Pavelka, Ethan Euler, Scotty Kleinto. And if we move over to the girls, 9th graders, we had Taylor Pavlick, Chelsea Rower, Taylor Tiedke, sophomore, Heidi Holman, juniors, Olivia Holtz, Gabrielle Pavlick, and Anna Rudloff. These are the high school powerlifters from this season, boys and girls. I will mention some 7th graders as well. We had Emery Pavlick. I don't know if we have any of these 7th graders here, but Emery Pavlick competed. Reed Tiedke, Arlen Lammers, Jacob Matacek, Gage Wickersham, Cash Nielsen, and Alex Matacek also competed on the juvenile level too and did really well. Some special awards that I want to mention. We have awards for the biggest gain, the best bench press, the best squat, the best deadlift, and the best total as the season goes on. So we'll mention that for each squad. On the boys' side, we had the best squat, the best bench press, and the best total went to Gunnar Shabram. We had Gavin Rardon had the best deadlift. Cody Wickersham was the best strength index. And then the biggest gain on the boys' side throughout the course of the year went to Isaac Pavlick. We also had on the boys' side some AAU state record holders. Scotty Kleinto, you set the state record in deadlift at the Orchard meet. Congratulations, Scotty. Ryan Shabram set the state record. This is for the 123-pound equipped weight class in the AAU. Congratulations to him. On the girls' side, for the team-wise, best squat, best bench press, best deadlift, best total, and the biggest gain throughout the course of the year went to a very strong girl, Gabrielle Pavlick. Gabri also set a state record in the bench press, deadlift, and push-pull total at the Orchard meet. And she was the top female lifter at the verdigris powerlifting meet. So congratulations to her. The best strength index on the team for the girls was Chelsea Rohr. She was also named the top female lifter at the Class D state meet, the verdigris meet, and the Orchard powerlifting meet. Congratulations, Chelsea. We have a couple other record holders in our presence tonight. Olivia Holtz set the AAU state record in the bench press, deadlift, and push-pull total. Congratulations, Olivia. And we have Anna Rudla set the deadlift state record for AAU. Congratulations, Anna. Some of the team awards. Our first meet of the season was back in December, middle of December, and we were 4th place at the Lexington powerlifting meet. Then we had one towards the end of January at Peru State College, and we earned 4th place there. A couple very large meets against large schools, and I think the kids saw what kind of competition there was. We were, for the boys team, girls team, and co-ed team, 1st place at verdigris powerlifting meet. And we were 1st place at the Orchard AAU meet. And then at the Class D state meet, all 3 teams earned the 1st place trophy down at Harvard Class D. Congratulations. And I just want to take a minute or two here just as a huge thanks from me to all of you. Thank you to both schools, students, parents and family supporters, teachers and staff, administrators, and the boosters. Also, thank you to the entire community of both verdigris and Niobrara. From our sponsors to the volunteer help at our 2 home meets, to the parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, etc., on down the line. This season would not have been possible if it weren't for you guys. Thank you very much. And now to the kids. Thank you for being so receptive to what we were teaching you. Thank you for accepting me and my family into your school family. Thank you for working your tails off. Thank you for putting in the extra work every chance you could, even if it's over the lunch hour. Thank you for going outside your comfort zone. Thank you for late nights and early mornings on the bus and in motels. Thank you for doing everything right that leads to success, for doing the right thing, for never letting your effort waver, eliminating mistakes, narrowing your focus, for taking pride in the little things, for respecting everyone and fearing no one, for behaving yourselves, for taking nothing for granted, for playing like you practice, for outworking your opponent, for doing your job, and for getting better each day and each week. This is more important than any award you can come home with. Doing things like this. Medals and trophies, they all collect dust, and they'll break over time. But lessons and memories will last a lifetime. Seniors, I wish I had more than just 1 year with you guys. Good luck and God bless you in the future. Underclassmen, including the junior high kids, keep working hard every day. Continue doing the right thing, for never letting your effort waver, for doing your job, and for respecting your opponent and all those quotes that we had earlier. Remember that you're only in high school once, and remember to have fun. Go Cougars. Up next, we have Coach Stoffer and his staff for girls basketball.
I will try to make this quick, but like I said earlier, I gave you guys, most of you, a couple days off and a whole week off, so I take a little extra time there. It's supposed to be a joke, so. Basketball girls, please come up. Student managers also, Olivia Holtz and Danica Reynolds too, also come up. While they're coming up, I'll have a brief summary of our season really quick. First year, pretty well. Big thing is, I think we kind of took some of those early games. I think at halftime of the Stewart game, I looked at Chris and said, how the heck did you guys average 46 points a game when we can only score 7 points in the first half? Dana, we all looked at each other and were like, well, maybe we should switch it up a little bit on offense. I'm like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. We switched to a 4 out 1 in, and I think when I said that, 75% of the girls all went, oh, thank goodness. And the rest was history. I mean, we kind of stormed off on the offensive side of things moving forward. I think we scored 36 in that second half with a lot of points, and then we just kind of kept going forward with that. We lost a couple close games early on in the season to EPJ and St. Mary's, but young team was going to do that, and we like I said at that time, I said we were going to get better for it, and we did. We kind of took our lump against Crofton a little bit, but it was a close game. The girls fought the entire time, and then we went on a 12-2 stretch there where we ended up winning our holiday tournament, beating a Plainview team. And I think in that stretch, I think our closest game was 16 points. So the girls really started hitting their stride mid-season. We also won the Walsall holiday tournament then too, beating Luther High Northeast pretty good also. Our only 2 losses was Summerlin at that time, where we played 4 games in 6 days. Is that right? So that was pretty tough on us, but I don't really remember the Summerlin game too much. I think I blanked out about the second quarter. So other than that, I mean, this group of girls to be able to host our own sub-districts was a huge accomplishment. To be able to make it to the Final Four in our conference. Yes, we only shot 15% against EV. And yes, in our sub-district final game, we only shot 14%. I said that it was never probably going to happen again. I was not expecting it to happen that night. But once again, what happened throughout the regular season, being able to do what we did, put us in position to be able to go down. We would have hosted a sub-state if we were C2 or C higher. Unfortunately, we're not. So we went to Cross County. I'm sure they weren't too happy with us either because we kind of knocked them out of sub-state. So thank you then. That was a great venue. And the girls played really, really well. To be able to play that game and make our first state tournament as a Niobrara Verdigris Cougar was awesome. And then obviously the Shelton game, probably wish we could have that a little bit back, but I mean the way we started, it just felt like it was ours to win, and unfortunately Shelton is a veteran team that's junior loaded and kept fighting and chipping away, and we just couldn't get out of our own way at times, and unfortunately we're probably 45 seconds to a minute 30 of probably in the finals, but it was a great season. It really was. To be able to coach these girls and play the way we did was amazing. We had a lot of awards throughout the season. Some of them were from the newspapers. Joslyn Miller actually was the star athlete of the week. And that week she had 2 games where she had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 7 steals against Elva. I think she only played 2 quarters. And then she also had 28 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals against a really good Plainview team. Congratulations. Also, later, like a week later actually, she was also named player of the game by 94 Rock. She, against Luther High Northeast, she had 17 points, 6 steals, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. H&R Block impact players of the game also for Johnson Brock was also Joslyn Miller with 13 points, 6 steals, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Norfolk Medical Group also gave the player of the game by 106 kicks. It was actually Sina Swally. She had 12 points, 4 3-pointers, 1 rebound, and 1 steal against Shelton. For our season-ending awards, like I said, how I always do letter winners is you basically have to play 1 quarter of every varsity game we play. So being able to take care of business in some of our earlier games and throughout this middle of the season, we were able to get a lot of girls in, so it was really nice to actually have quite a few letter winners. Our letter winners this year for sophomores was Summer Vesely and Jocelyn Miller. Our juniors, Angelina Bauer, Sina Swally, Harley Stark, Natasha Henry, and Bree Brayhop. And our seniors, Andrea Shuka, Michaela Ravenkamp, Cheney Kanaponsic, and Alexis Bartley, all 4 made letter winners. I also want to give a lot of thanks to our student managers, Delaney, Nora. Let's start. Okay, I do get on them a few times throughout the season just because they do a lot for us. I mean, if their oranges are not peeled already, they're peeling them, they're making the Gatorade, they're doing what we need to for halftime because our 3rd quarter is usually our best quarter. So for them guys to be able to have all that stuff ready at halftime for the girls when they come in, is great. They do a lot of things on the outside too, where they kind of keep things light on the bench. They're part of that bench mob. So it's fun to get to know them. Also, our video coordinator, Olivia Holtz, she does a great job. That's the one thing I always would like to have a really good video coordinator, because if I'm watching film and I'm sitting there watching the game and we're watching this court and everything's happening over here, I'm not a very happy camper. She does a great job. There you are. Hiding. And then Danica also with stats. All right, did a great job for us too. I know she didn't take a lot of stats, but just having her around and kind of being a part of the team was always really, really nice. Some more season-ending awards after letter winners. We had Academic All-State. Unfortunately, we're not NCAA, so we can't do all the girls that qualified. We had 18 of our 20 girls qualify for Academic All-State. It's a very, very good award. I wish we would be able to give all of them, all 18, because when you go through a season that's 3 months long and you have to balance schoolwork, being gone for long periods of time throughout the season, missing a lot of school, leaving early, games on the weekends, lack of time to be able to dedicate to your studies, and they turn around and all 18 out of the 20 qualify for a 3.5 GPA or higher, I believe. So that's really, really nice. The two seniors that I gave that to was Michaela Ravenkamp and Chidi Kanapasik. Our conference was very tough this year to be able to go down there and vote on some of those girls, and to see the amount of talent that we had from freshman level all the way to senior level was just impressive. I mean, to have, I think we had three teams down there that was at state in our conference. We had, I think, seven teams in sub-state from our conference. So the amount of talent that's in the MVC right now is very, very impressive. For Joslyn Miller to be first team all conference, and you had the most votes out of in the conference too, was very, very special. Congratulations. We also had Chidi Kanapasik, which missed it by I think 6 votes. I really thought she would get in, but she made second team all conference. And our honorable mention was Bree Breithaupt, which missed it by 1 vote to make second team. But so I mean, we had, like I said, I thought we'd have more. The way that our season was, I'm probably a little bitter about it still to this day. But for us to have the season that we did and only have 2 girls be named all conference, it astonishes me a little bit. But we also had Norfolk Daily News Elite 8 was Joslyn Miller. Do I have an award here? Also, we had Allstate. We had honorable mentions Seneswally, Chidi Kanapasik, Bree Breithaupt. We also had an Allstate girl. This is something that's remarkable to me, because I think I've been coaching for the last 10 years. I've only coached one my entire career that was able to get on first team in a respectable class. And to know by both newspapers pretty early on that she was automatically going to probably be it after having so many votes already is pretty rare. So for Joslyn Miller to make first team class or D1 class All-State is huge. I think it was talking to Pat, it's like her second one, maybe second one now, and first one here in this at Evergreen. So huge accomplishments. I see her having impact more throughout the years to come. But for her to be able to say that she was a Class D1 All-Stater, there's a lot of girls out there that are really, really good basketball players that don't make that list. So for her to make that is a huge accomplishment, and I want to congratulate her. Some records here I put together what I had. Some of them are, most of them are pretty accurate. We're still missing like 3 seasons from 11, 12, and 13. But some of these records that I have here in front of me are pretty good, and I would like to at least recognize it. For points in a game, previously it was 32 with Joslyn Miller. She broke that with 33 this year against EPPJ. She also broke her own record again for season or points in a season with 363. She actually broke it this year with 516 this season, which she averaged 19 points a game, so that's what she averaged. So congratulations. Assists. I had 6 by, the previous record was 6 by Cheney Pavlick. She broke that this year with 7 against Johnson Brock. Where else? 2-point field goals in a game. I have 9 with Joslyn Miller. She broke that this year with 10 in that EPPJ game. She also had 173 field goals this year, which broke the record with 100. Was previously 125 by Emily Knust. I also had 3-pointers in a season. Sienna Swally had 39 this season. She broke that. Her previous record, that was 29 from the season before. Team records, 11 wins was the record previously. We had 18 this season. Previously was 49.86 points per game on offense. We averaged 53.7 this season. Defensively, which is what we pride on, that number is still too high for me, but we did break that record. 47.22 was the record. We broke it with 46.07. It needs to be below 40. That was our goal, right? We got a lot of work, so you guys got still a lot of work to do on that. 3-point field goals made in a season by a team. 94 was the previous record. We had 121 this season. Assists also, previous record was 249 set by you guys last year. Was broken this year with 282. Also steals. Record you guys had from last year was 382. Was broken this year with 469. That's pretty high. 469 is pretty high for a season. So I think we averaged right around 18 a game, or 18 per game, which is pretty astonishing. We probably should score more and have less people score on us if that number stays there. But I'd like to recognize all these girls, especially with how the season went. They did a great job, and to be able to come in here and then accept me for who I am defensively, give me a little feedback so that we could switch on offense and then kind of run with it, was pretty exciting to watch. It made it a lot easier for me to coach. So I like to think a lot of our seniors, our 4 seniors that are going to be leaving us this year. Andrea Shuka came in a few games here and there and helped us out a ton, but her and Michaela Ringenkamp, at the end of the day, we are not at state if they're not in our practice squad, battling it out with some of our older girls or starters to be able to just fight for everything. I mean, when you have to go against Andrea Shuka, who's going to play at the top of a 1-3-1, and she deflects everything, it frustrates those girls, and we're better for that. When you have to battle for every rebound because Michaela Ringenkamp is almost going to tear your arm off, literally, you get stronger and tougher really fast, and we get better because of that. So when us 5'9" girls, post players, have to go against 6-foot girls, which we saw a lot of this season, they were ready and they battled, and it's because of what those two did for us in our practices. Alexis Barling, couldn't ask for more out of a senior. When you go in there, you just battle and you battle and you battle. You might not score a lot of points, but you kept battling and you just kept things alive. Whereas a deflection, so that other people could score, that's just the definition of what she did for us. And then Cheney Konopasik, for a girl that only played 72 games in her career, and to be able to have a lot of be mentioned in these career awards is pretty astonishing. Like I said, her I have career assists for her, 219. I have career steals, 291. For her on average, she averaged 9 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals for her career. So for her to only play 3 seasons and to actually hold some of these career records, hopefully they stand up, but if they don't, for 3 years, that is pretty astonishing. Now she's also going to go on and play at Morningside. I'm super excited because I'll be able to go and watch a few games, hopefully. But stay healthy. I'm not your coach now, so you'll be healthy. Seems like I'm always the one that does something. But thank you. I mean, the seniors were just a great group of girls to work with, and it was very fun. Lastly, I'd like to thank the administration for allowing me to come up here and coach. The community, couldn't ask for you guys more. I mean, yes, Ms. Bowen said it right from the start. We did win the Sportsmanship Award, but that was because of you guys filling the gym, being loud. That also goes towards that. Doing the right things, saying the right stuff, cheering on our girls, not letting us waver, and being able to provide a bright spot for us. Like I said, the Johnson-Brock game, we thrived off you guys at the start of the game. I mean, to be able to go walk into a gym and see a whole section full before we even had it tipped off, crazy. And that's exciting. I also like to thank the parents, cooking team meals we had, give bags for when we went to state, oranges when we tend to forget them every once in a while, buying Gatorade every once in a while to get these girls where they needed to do, and it just was huge. Our media department, voice of the Cougars, back there, right, did a good job. My dad probably doesn't say much about it because he always turns you off because he just couldn't stand listening. I'm just kidding. But the cheerleaders showing up and cheering for our games, Cougar Nation student section always being crazy and loud. Maybe even if I have to back you off a little bit in conference semis, it's okay. I was all right with it. All right. And lastly, my coaching staff, I couldn't have done it without them. I mean, I think Chris's arm is still okay. Because I think everything that happened this season, Dana was either grabbing it, trying to rip it off, or punching it. It was 1 of the 3. And somehow I never saw any of it. But no, these two coaches did a really good job for me, whether it was trying to keep me calm or just trying to reassure of what I was asking them and saying, yeah, that's what we need to go to, or hey, this is this, that's that. And it was just great to be able to finally, we were getting some continuity midway through the season, and just being able to have those two next to me and making sure that I had my marker board or marker, or my head was in the right place. And then lastly, I'd like to thank my fiance. She did a lot of things this year where it was making team meals, breakfast for our girls, which I'm sure they'll miss a little bit, but oranges, putting up with me throughout the season, which is not always the easiest when it comes to season, but for her to stick with me, I guess I should say. She hasn't left me yet, folks, but thank you. Other than that, thank you again.
The girls asked me to say a few words to our coaches.
Coach Wally, thank you for being such an awesome guy and coach. There wasn't a practice where you weren't positive or giving us pointers. The seniors hope you keep giving the girls your place to room. Coach Kelopasnik, thank you for teaching us the basketball ropes in 3rd and 4th grade. We appreciate your loud voice to make sure we knew what we were running. Thank you for always giving us confidence. We will miss you. Also, thank you for giving us the chance to beat the boys at noon recess. Coach Stocker, we appreciate all the hours of watching film, prepping for games, and stacking up the summer schedules. Thank you for pushing us every day in practice and in games. Your constant drilling of the plays and yelling helped us reach every basketball player's dream. This year was definitely one we will never forget. We are so happy to be the First Lady Cougar basketball team to make it to state. We wish you and Abigail the best in Lincoln. We will miss you, and good luck. By the way, Abigail is still our favorite, and we will miss you, Cookie.
Miss Gates kind of bullying me at our table, so I'm supposed to say I'm going to keep this pretty quick. Can I have all the basketball players come up? So this year's basketball season was highlighted by second place finishes at both the Verdigris Holiday Tournament and the Wausau Post-Holiday Tournament. A game-winning 3 from Tier Kiddo with only 0.7 seconds left, which I think I pushed him into the locker room. I was so excited. Scoring explosions versus Elba and Neely Oakdale, and a couple of record-breaking performances. I wanted to start by highlighting our 3 seniors. Tier Kiddo, he took on a bigger role this year than in years past. Not only did he have a knack for getting a bucket in the clutch, but he also became a better overall player throughout the year. And not only that, he also became a better teammate. Chase Pritchett had to step into an unfamiliar role this year, starting at point guard. He naturally had some bumps in the road, but he improved mightily as the year went on and gained some positive momentum. He finished up the year as a very reliable floor general for us. Colton Vargas was anointed our defensive stalwart. He was given to the job of guarding every team's best player almost every game. He was known for his hustle, going all around and trying to make every play that he could, and hitting key shots when we needed them the most, when teams would maybe forget about it. The rest of the starting 5 was rounded out by 2 juniors, Preston Crossley and Trey Quinn. Preston, who broke the school record, he tied the school record for threes in a game with 7 in our second go-around against Osmond. And Trey Quinn, he set new school records for rebounds, blocks, and free throws made in a season. The first 2 coming off the bench for almost the entire year were Dante Lusto and Keller Moody. They gained some necessary experience as they look to step into bigger roles next year, and they provided much-needed support in their bench roles. Juniors Wendell Archimbo and Julian Martell, along with sophomores Brady Coyne and Cody Wickersham, also provided us some much-needed depth off the bench. Each had skills that were very vital for our success this year. And lastly, Will Drobny. He scored his first career varsity points against Chambers Wheeler Central after he knocked down 2 free throws. Our JV team also showed that the future is going to be bright for the Cougars. We were able to pull out a few wins, and with 7 freshmen and 4 sophomores, they all proved that there's some potential for the Cougar basketball team. And now I want to take time to recognize all the members First off, the student managers, Wade Pritchett and Coy Wickersham. And I also want to thank Cash Wickersham, who had to fill in for Coy when he was sick for a few games. Our participation award winners: freshman Cole Adama, Caden Bauer, Weston Bauer, Alan Henry, Leighton Moody, Anthony Smith, and Kellen Vesely; sophomore Jason Ferris, and junior Wolfgang Helen. And our letter winners this year: sophomores Will Drobny, Brady Coyne, and Cody Wickersham; juniors Preston Crossley, Dante Lusto, Julian Martell, Kellen Moody, and Trey Quinn; and our seniors Tier Kiddo, Chase Pritchett, and Colton Vargas. We had more postseason awards as well. Tier Kiddo was an honorable mention All-State selection from the Omaha World Herald. He will compete in the North Central Nebraska All-Star Game later this month, and he has signed on to play basketball at Northeast Community College next year. Chase Pritchett was an Academic All-State Award winner, along with Colton Vargas, who's our other Academic All-State Award winner. Preston Crossley was an honorable mention All-State selection in the Omaha World Herald, and an honorable mention All-Area selection in the Norfolk Daily News. Trey Quinn was second team All-Niobrara Valley Conference, second team All-Area in the Norfolk Daily News, an honorable mention All-State in the Omaha World Herald and the Lincoln Journal-Star. And I just want to finish up by again taking some time to thank some people. First off to Mr. Sveck, thank you for doing the book all year long for us. Thank you to Ryan Vesely and Brunswick St. Peg for the beautiful shooting shirts we had this year. Stacy Miller for live streaming the games for another year. To all the parents, your support this year was greatly appreciated, whether it was getting food for us or just showing up to the games and being as loud as you could. And I want to thank my assistants, Rick and Todd. You guys have helped me mightily throughout the years, and I hope we can keep this going. So thank you to all of you.
All right, I'm gonna have all the track athletes go ahead and come up and stand, please. You guys' legs getting sore yet? And I was just like, yes, you have to. It's a good workout. Look at this track team. It's huge. It's wonderful. All right. My body, okay, first of all, before I start, Billy, my daughter, told me before we started, your speech is going to start with a quote, isn't it? Yes, my speech always starts with a quote, so just hang in there. Okay, my body may hurt when I run, but my heart hurts when I don't. Let that sink in. Many people stop or slow down when their body hurts, but not this group. At one point in time, each and every one of these track and field athletes have wanted to stop because they felt like their body was going to give in. But they didn't, because it hurts their heart even more to give in. That is what makes them so special. Last year, we're going to do something a little bit different from last year, because last year I let these guys introduce themselves. And Bob ended up doing the pole vault, I believe. So this year we're going to do a little bit different. I'm going to introduce you, myself, tell them a little bit about you. So as I say your name, I want you to step forward out of the group a little bit. All right. Is Cheney standing up here? There he is. Okay, Cheney, you're first. She's the master of that discus ring. She hasn't been able to throw this year due to injury, but I can tell you that she is the one that knows the second half of that quote above. Her heart hurts when she can't. And if she could, we all knew you would. Michaela Ravenkamp. Distance running queen. Her steady pace and consistency has pushed her opponents all year long. And in her downtime, you will probably find her sleeping somewhere, anywhere. I nearly stepped on her the other day. Okay, Anna Rudla. Anna is one of the hardest workers on the field. She will come to a practice and she'll throw the discus and shot until her arm is about to fall off. To watch her in a meet is to see pure determination. Andrea Shuka. Well, what can I say about Andrea that you guys don't already know? We know she does amazing things in the hurdles, the high jump, the triple jump, and people from many different track teams know her by name and come to watch her at every meet. However, I want to tell you about what just happened at the Classic this last week. Andrea was one of the last two jumpers in the high jump. The clouds were starting to roll in and the sky was getting dark. Both jumpers had just cleared 5-4. The judge brought them together to discuss how high the bar would be set for the next jump. We were all waiting in anticipation. As Andrea turned from the judge to walk away, she stopped, she turned back to the opponent, and in the sweetest voice ever said, "Good luck." This made me chuckle because even in the face of wanting to kick someone's rear, she still can handle a situation with grace. Ashley Parks. Ashley came out hot last year, long jumping and running the 800 very well. However, she was plagued by injury and had to sit out the remainder of the season. But I think this lit a fire underneath Ashley. She once again came out this year healthy and pushing times and distances. And I'm not going to pretend that I don't see her practicing in her off time and weekends. Her opponents need to be worried right now, the next 3 meets. Bree Brighthop. Bree is fast, if you don't already know, which I'm sure you do. Wow, she's fast. It is fun to watch her in the 4x1, in the 4x4, but the most amazing thing to see her rundown is the approach for the long jump and the triple jump. Because I swear, one of these times, she's going to gain so much speed that she's probably going to take flight at the end of that pit. Good job, Bree. Sil McCormick. Oh, Sil. I did not realize how much I missed Sil throughout the year until the first day of practice when I heard, "Pritchett!" I really admire Sil though, because she runs the longest races, and even though she says she wants to stop all the time, she doesn't. Not many people can do what you do, Sil. Just don't run on the white line. Remember that. Joslyn Miller. So, at the end of last year, Jocelyn missed going to state track by like a fraction of a second. While at state track, she was sitting behind me and I heard her say something, and I turned around and I asked her what she said, and she repeated, "I'm gonna be here next year." Yeah, you did. You don't remember, but you did. And Jazzy, I have no doubt that you have the determination to make that happen this year. Billy Pritchett. Billy is another one with similar drive and determination, because if somebody tells her that she can't do something, she says, "Watch me." It's at home too. Keep working hard, kiddo, because success will come. Chloe Reynolds. Chloe is really becoming a stronger runner with each season that we've had her. She runs the 400 meters, the 800 meters, which are two very difficult races. A person has to know how to run them in order to run them. Chloe studies other runners and is getting the race figured out, and I'm anxious to see how well she does as she gets stronger. Danica Reynolds. Where's she at? Oh, there she is. Danica is another one of our athletes that can feel the truth in the quote that I read at the beginning. Danica runs far greater distances than many, and with each step, it hurts sometimes. But she pushes, that pain aside, because she knows how bad her heart would hurt if she doesn't run. Don't you? Yeah. Summer Vesely. Summer is one of the most versatile track athletes that I have ever seen. She can run anything from the 100 meters to the 800 meters and does well in all of them. For those of you that know track, for someone to do well in all of those different races is pretty uncommon because you have to train and run them all differently, and Summer does a really great job at it. So keep up the hard work. Good job. Chloe Hanslick. At the beginning of the season, I think Chloe thought we were all crazy. We said, here, try throwing this discus. And her reaction was, what? I don't know anything about how to throw this thing. Well, she's done a great job of being coachable, and she continues to improve her throws at every meet. She's doing a great job. Keep it up. Andrea Shuka. So I didn't know Allie very well at the beginning of the season, but I've learned that she's a very hard worker and has tremendous desire and potential to do well. We're gonna get her healed up so she can do great things in the future. I'm anxious to see what it has in store for her. Taylor Pavlick. So before I move on to Taylor, these next two ladies, Taylor and Chelsea, are examples of the reason why more student athletes need to participate in powerlifting next year. Our first week of practice, I didn't really know who Taylor Pavlick was, but she has amazed me in the shot put this year. Her strength is really helping her do great things in that shot put ring. So great job. And Chelsea too. I watched both Taylor and Chelsea, go ahead and step forward, Chelsea. I watched both Taylor and Chelsea in a powerlifting meet in verdigris and was really, really impressed with their strength. And that strength has contributed to not only Taylor's shot put, but also Chelsea's performances also. Chelsea does well in the throwing ring, and I see a bright future for her in the running events too. So keep it up, ladies. Keep going out for powerlifting and start recruiting more of these guys. Bo Herbeck. Bo started showing some great throwing power last year, and this year has really worked on consistency. He's also one of the fastest big guys I know. Yeah. I actually feel bad for whoever he hands off to in the 4x100 relay, because I want you to imagine what it's like having a freight train coming at you at 100 miles per hour. Because I feel like it would be awfully similar. Daniel Pavelka. Yeah, there he is. Daniel is still running the long distance for us, keeping those opponents on their toes, pushing them, but he has broadened his horizons this year and joined the world of field events by participating in the long jump. Just remember to use those arms, Daniel. Use those arms. Chase Pritchett. Well, we finally got Chase back in health. Along with everyone else, he lost a track season 2 years ago to COVID, and then he lost last year to his back injury. Apparently, his coach didn't believe him that it hurt that bad. Sorry, son. My bad. However, he is back, he's doing well, and he's currently trying a couple events that he had not done previously, and it seems like maybe we should have tried these events a little sooner. I guess mom/coach was a little paranoid, but be on the lookout for him in the triple jump pit in the next couple of meets. So we're seeing some pretty cool stuff. Colton Vargas. Colton has hops. As usual, he begins his day at the high jump bar doing some pretty great things. He too has decided to add a different event to his list this year. He started running the 800 meters and is pretty impressive at it. You are going to keep an eye, or people are going to want to keep an eye on this one for the remainder of the school year and the track meets, because I think he's going to do some pretty great things. All right, Wendell Archimbo. And Wendell's not here, but he's a new addition to the team this year, and I wish we would have had him earlier. He is a great 400-meter runner and an 800-meter runner, and in between events, he is the only guy that you will see at the meet wearing slippers and a neck pillow. Only guy. And his teal sweatshirt. You can always pick him out in the crowd. Dante Lusto. Dante has taken a drastic shift from being a mid to long distance runner to a sprinter this year, and he's doing pretty well. I may have also convinced him to challenge himself by doing the 300 hurdles. I'm super proud of him for taking on that challenge. And no, I will not buy you any more slushies if you finish the race. Trey Quinn. Trey is also another new addition to the track team this year. He's a good thrower, and he's quickly learning that if he doesn't try to power the discus out there, and if he uses just a little bit of finesse, that it works a lot better. Dance lessons may have been brought up at one point in time to improve his footwork and smoothness, but quickly got shoved to the side. Gunnar Shabram. Gunnar is like the quiet giant. He is so respectful and so sweet, and then goes out and he throws like 36 feet in the shot put and 100 feet in the discus. I am so glad to have him join us this year. You can really tell that power lift. I'm telling you guys, go off the power lift. William Drobny. William, you make me giggle. You know, we've had a lot of practices where we work hard and hear kids grumble and complain, and we run hills and we put on miles. But I don't ever really hear William complain. I don't know if it's just because it's under his breath, or if it's, maybe he's just quiet about it. But when he does say something, I try to make sure I listen, because it's usually pretty darn funny. So you keep up the hard work, William, and we're going to see you breaking some PRs pretty soon here. Cody Wickersham. Cody. I am so glad that the rest of the track season has gone better than the first meet for you. And I'm so glad that you have not christened any other tracks so far this year. Jokes aside though, you are such a great leader and really put 100% in anything that we ask you to do. So great job. Joseph Pavelka. Joseph is going to be an up-and-comer in the next few years here. Oh yeah, we've got our eye on you. He's been running the longer distances, and he's doing a really great job. So he's going to be announced quite often, I think, in the next few years. Carter Nelson. Is Carter here? Okay, well, I spoke a little bit ago about versatility, and Carter's another athlete that can do anything. And in fact, I was just looking at tomorrow's list of events, and Carter actually, and I have it written on here before I looked at it, I said on any given track day, he might be in the 100 meters, the 200 meters, the 1600 meters, and the 3200 meters. And in fact, tomorrow he's in the 100 meters and the 3200 meters. So that kid can run short, he can run long, and we are quickly learning that long distance is really good for him. So he's fast and he keeps a good pace, and he's gonna do good. Wyatt Shabram, I'm so proud of Wyatt. Who would choose to do hurdles? Well, Wyatt. Wyatt chose to do them. And he's sticking with it, which is good, because I think his experience, his strength, and his age will make it easier for him. And I want you guys all to know that anybody that runs hurdles, like Wyatt has been, anybody that runs hurdles, we don't have any place to practice hurdles. So when we have kids that want to do them, they pretty much go into meets with very, very little practice. So Wyatt and anyone else, Dante, anyone else that has chosen to do hurdles, Andrea, Allie was doing them before, she got hurt. I applaud them, because they're going in pretty much unpracticed, just a couple run-throughs. So they do a great job with that. Anthony Smith. If someone would have told me at the beginning of the season that Anthony would be running the mile and 2 mile, I would have said, yeah, right. But guess what? He is. And he's doing an amazing job at it. You keep up the good work, Anthony, because we're gonna teach you how to run those, and you're gonna be a pretty good distance runner, I think. Stop whispering in his ear, Colton. He's gonna do it. And Kellen Vesely. Poor Kellen. He's the younger guy that we have had to stick in the older guy races. Let me tell you something about Kellen, though. It's because he's earned it. He is going to be fun to watch in the next 3 years, as he's got quite a bit of running potential there, so we're watching you. All right, so I want you to give a hand to the track and field team.
So I get the fun part, tell you about all our success. We've had a crazy track season, just like Coach Eisenhower said about the weather. I said in almost 30 years of doing track, this is one of the worst seasons we've had for weather. It has been windy and it has been cold. Not very many seasons like that. In spite of the weather, this team has been doing really well. Our relay team continues to improve their times. Individually, we're beating our personal bests, and as a team, we're bringing home some trophies and plaques. The girls team were the champions for the Knox County Invite and the Summerlin Invite. The 4x4 girls team set a new record, which was theirs from last year, Bree, Ashley, Summer, and Jaws. Andrea and Colton have beat their own records in the high jump multiple times. Andrea has broke her 100-meter hurdle record. Summer Vesely set the new 100-meter record dash time. Michaela's working on that 2-mile and mile relay, or mile times. She missed it by 3 seconds last meet. 3 seconds. Chase is close in the triple jump. As you can see, we're doing some great stuff. We had Jaws are knocking on the door of the 400 too, sorry. Can't read very well. We had 2 athletes qualify for the Norfolk Classic last Thursday. Andrew made it in the high jump, as Coach had said, and the triple jump. Jaws made it in the 400, but of all days it decided to rain in northeast Nebraska. And after the high jump was over and Andrew got 2 jumps and triple jump done, they decided to send us into the gym and wait to ride out the weather. Well, needless to say, we had to stay in the gym and they didn't get to compete, so the Norfolk Classic was canceled. So unfortunately for Andrea, she didn't get to finish the triple jump, and Jaws, we'll hope she'll make it next year anyway. Hold on. We have 3 regular season meets left, including NBC tomorrow, the Stewart Invite on Thursday, and then our district meet is going to be on Thursday in Plainview next week at 11. This will determine who will make it to state. We'll be working hard and fine-tuning our events this week, so we take another good group to state this year. I'm thankful to work with a great group of athletes. They do what is asked of them most of the time. They respect each other and their competition, and they try their best. I really enjoy them. It's just a great group of kids. We want to thank our seniors, Daniel, Chase, Bo, Colton, Andrew, Michaela, and Cheney. You have been great leaders for us, and we're going to miss you greatly. I'd like to thank Coach Pritchett, Coach Quick, Coach Reynolds, and Coach Shabram for all your help. You guys are the best. We each have our own thing, and we have a good system. Coach Reynolds, we all owe you a steak dinner or something for being our designated timer. When he has that stopwatch, you do not want to mess with that guy. We want to thank.
Nor does anybody else from any other team.
We just want to thank everyone, and hopefully the team is going to kick butt in the next couple meets. Thank you. If the cross-country team would like to come forward, please. This year we had 14 runners, including our junior high kids. We had 3 seniors, Daniel, Andrea, and Michaela. Our sophomores were Will, Heidi, Sil, and Danica. Carter, Joseph, and Taylor, they were our freshman runners. And Yesenia, she was our student helper this year, so we appreciate everything she did. I'm pleased to announce that this is our cross-country family. Like a family, we have lots of good times. For instance, when our times improve from meet to meet, we celebrate with each other. When Coach says, if you work hard, good things will happen, we encourage each other so we don't have to run more. When we eat team meals together, we get to work on our team bonding. There are also some rough times when we have to run those 1,000 repeats at the state park that they all like, or being bitten by bugs, attacked by scratchy weeds, or having to run when it's 90 degrees. This season, we accomplished some great things, such as gaining some new runners to the team, earning medals in most of our bigger meets, having Michaela qualify for the Class D state meet in Kearney, which is super. Daniel being able to run for his first district meet in 4 years, so that was good after all of his crazy injuries. And Delaney for placing at the junior high state meet. And all the behind-the-scene moments and memories we've had. It makes it all worth it. I'm fortunate to work with Coach Bauer. Her upbeat personality and her knowledge about running is definitely a plus for our team. The kids and I are lucky to have her. I'm sure most days I do drive her crazy. We would like to thank our parents for preparing our team meals and providing our drinks and snacks. We appreciate your support. Thanks to our schools for allowing us to have our program. Thanks to Jacob, Delaney, Nora, and Amber who came out and worked their tails off their season in junior high. Coach and I are looking forward to what you guys are going to do. Yes, Amber, I'm still going to be bugging you about cross country. That's your sport. Thanks to our 3 seniors, Daniel, Andrea, and Michaela. We're going to miss you. We wish you the best of luck as you head off to college. Andrea's going to be running at Mount Marty. Hey, they might recruit you for cross country when they see what you got. Daniel's going to Northeast and he's going to major in diesel tech. And Michaela's heading to Wayne for political science. Thanks for being part of the team. Thanks to our underclassmen for all their hard work this season. We're proud of all you do and can't wait for next year. Also, there will be a signing bonus for any of you that pick off any volleyball and football players that want to come run cross country. Thanks, everyone, and keep an eye out for these guys next year. Thank you.
I am so impressed by the crowd that showed up tonight. This is probably one of the largest crowds we've had for the athletic banquet in quite a few years. So we're going to do something a little different. We've been having the student athletes stand up. I would like everybody that's not a student athlete to stand up, please. Yes, little kids, coaches. We would all like to thank you for all your support for these student athletes this year, for coming and cheering on and being there when they get home. So student athletes, will you please give these people a round of applause. I want to thank you for coming and have a safe trip home.